hot topic all season long. Here's a look at some of the notable blunders replacement referees made yesterday. Let's start with the overtime. In the Lions-Titans game, 15-yard penalty gets marched off from the Detroit 44 instead of the Tennessee 44. That means an extra 12 yards for the Titans. You can see the difference right there that they could not. Late in the fourth quarter, the Niners lost to the Vikings. San Fran coach Jim Harbaugh called his third and final timeout, but the officials then allowed him to challenge 2 additional plays. Closing moments of the Steelers' loss to the Raiders. Steeler run stuffer Ziggy Hood needs help off the field after what appeared to be an illegal chop block. No flag was thrown, although the Steelers, several of them, were complaining. Third down play with 3 minutes to go in the first half of the Cowboys' win over Tampa. Kevin Ogletree tries to cut across the end zone for a pass. He slips on an official's hat, thrown because he thought the player had run out of bounds. Patriots linebacker Brandon Spikes, this is from his verified Twitter account. Patriots might be writing a few checks this week. Do we get that feeling?
Oh, yeah, I think.
Can someone please...
Somebody's charity is going to benefit.
Someone please tell those bleeping zebras Foot Locker called and they are needed back at work. Hashtag breaking point. Jaws, what's been the most alarming aspect of these replacement referees?
They're on TV too much, quite honestly. I'm going to give you a real-life example. You know, I'm one of the owners of the Philadelphia Soul of the Arena Football League, and we sit at these meetings with executives from the television networks. And as they review our game and evaluate our staffs and our referees, whenever there are games where the referee is on TV too long, you know what they say? You know what the executives of TV tell us? People change the channel. If the NFL gets a feeling that people are now change the channel because it's all we're showing are the referees in meetings, in discussions, and they start going somewhere else, this thing will get settled real quick.
But I don't see that happening.
This is not me. These are studies by the networks. Wow. They said when we continually were showing referees, people were going and changing the channel, going to something else. They don't want to watch officials. They want to watch football. We're spending way too much time talking about it and showing them.
And you got to realize it's getting worse. It's compounding. You know, these officials are not trained to see certain things. You know, the one play that we just showed, Ziggy Hood getting a chop block, okay? You got an official sitting right there. That is his job to watch for those things. They're untrained on what to look for. You watch pass interference has just eroded because they're not trained what to look for. Holding, you know, hitting a defenseless player, you know, how you strike up around the head. Because they're not trained, they're making no calls. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. Is it going to get better? No. It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. It's going to keep costing teams games, and that's going to be the biggest issue, especially when it's going to take somebody from the playoffs over an official's call that's not trained to see the correct thing.
You know, we always talk about speed of the game as players. The speed of the game as officials is critical. And that's why I've been a strong proponent for full-time officials. Let them go to practice, let them be around the games. When they show up on Sunday, they're accustomed to the speed at which the NFL game is played. Very true.
Okay, well, some numbers. There have been 80 defensive pass interference and illegal contact penalties so far. That is the highest rate for the first 3 weeks of the season in a decade. Jaws and Merrill. Thanks, guys.